I think it'll be very interesting to see how Prince Harry's case under Mr. Justice Fancourt will proceed. At the heart of the case is the one person who hasn't testified, who's Piers Morgan. He's the person who was in power for so long and who would have instructed people to hack, which is a criminal activity now, but he wasn't asked to give evidence. And the defence, Keane said in his closing speech today that it was inexplicable that the claimants had not produced details of the private investigators supposedly authorised by Piers Morgan, calling it an allegation they thought not worthy of evidence. But actually, it's the sheer amount of allegations that they're making, which the evidence, the actual nuts and bolts of that, I suspect, don't really matter. The group's barrister said the claimants haven't said this is what Piers Morgan was doing over the years. He authorised the following PIs. We've just had nothing like that. Piers Morgan has been in the firing line, has been in their gun sight for a very long time. So if they wanted to make adverse inferences against him, they should have done that, and so it's really too late. He said Piers Morgan's knowledge is irrelevant to the issue. Either the board or legal department knew or they didn't. So it's difficult to see why Piers Morgan is a required witness for the purpose of the case. And the whole, Piers Morgan, we were told quite early on that Piers Morgan was a very hands-on editor. So if hacking went on, and hacking seems to have gone on, then Piers Morgan must have known. Piers Morgan has denied it. Really, whether Prince Harry wins this case or not, I think it's very difficult for Piers Morgan to raise his head above the parapet and say, well, wasn't done on my watch. Because the reality is, the assumption is it was. In a way, it doesn't need to be legally proven, does it now? The assumption is there. The assumption is there. And Prince Harry has done what he set out to do, I think, which was to change the public perception. And there were, I think, 3 or 4 other people involved, but should Justice Fancourt find in his favour, find in Harry's favour, well then, it opens the floodgates to all manner of people. And then, at that point, Piers Morgan would have to explain himself. I think that's how it's going to work. But it doesn't even need to get to that point. The trial concludes today, and Fancourt will deliver his ruling letter later this year. So we have quite a long time to wait before we hear what the outcome of this is.